Is this the new best radio in the market?
What we have here is Futaba's latest flagship radio. It is the new Futaba 10Px. Just in case you thought 7 channels wasn't enough to race your 2-channel car, there's now 10 channels on offer. Well, I'm a bit of Futaba fanboy, but yeah, definitely. So this is a new flagship model. Now, we've been really lucky. Futaba Australia actually aren't receiving stock for 3 weeks. And they've like given us the opportunity to have this, I suppose it's pre-production or not an Australian market radio, to have and to promote and yeah, to get our head around so we can really get to it. Now, I'm super keen. I actually don't have a current generation 7PX. I know that Nick does. Mine's the one before, so it's probably about 7 years old. And radios do wear, they do age. And mine's a Futaba 4PX. So, and it's been really good and reliable. So, but yeah, so the 10PX, the main things I suppose different. If you have a Futaba, it's all very familiar. I don't know if we can see overhead.
Let's go.
So we can turn it on. Let's have a look overhead.
That's very standard operations. Look at the screen. Wow.
So we do have, you can see on here, we've got 10 channels. Yeah, and they all work off each individual buttons. Obviously, they're fully assignable to what they can do. Yep, that's the 10th channel.
9. Yep.
And I suppose the great thing about this is this is a new protocol.
Yep.
So this is F4G. So it's a faster response time, better communications, better telemetry. And they are, in fact, they do come with 4-channel receivers. They're both going to come with this receiver here, the R404 SBS. Now that's the receiver with the longer antenna designed for nitro and more general purpose.
Yep. Very tiny.
Very, very tiny. And we can see here right next to it, we've got the R404 Sbe, and that's designed for electric 1/10 vehicles. Again, it's even smaller, and it's the beauty about this receiver, which I love.
Zoom in a bit and have a close look.
Yeah, or we can bring it up. It's like the size of a postage stamp. What we like about this one is that there's no exposed antenna whatsoever, which is really good. So the antenna is actually built into the case here, and that's usually where you've got your wires anyway.
That's right.
And also give you somewhere probably to mount your transponder or whatever, perhaps, you know. So that's going to sit in your modern touring car or your 10 scale buggy really nice. For 8 scale and nitro, they do recommend this one with the antenna, and it's not an insanely long antenna. And people will be saying, well, how can I have 10 channels from a 4-channel receiver? Well, they have a new S-Bus. So they have 4 channels and they have an S-Bus connector here.
Yep.
So you can buy an additional S-Bus hub, and that connects an additional 6 servos to it.
That's amazing,
6
isn't it?
control points. So you can literally control 10 servos from this 4-channel receiver and from the radio.
Yep.
So for us racing guys, I mean, we don't really do much, do we? We steer left and right, we go forwards and brake.
Yep.
But for crawler guys, for drifting guys,
scale truck guys,
The new like infraction cars have a handbrake type system too. So there's lots of
there's lots of things that you can set up. It's all very familiar, the channel mixing, the gyro mixing. One of the newer updates again with this radio and this protocol, this F4G protocol, is you can actually, now Futaba have a range of S-Bus servos, the Sbe and the CT range, SR. Now that gives that's the maximum as far as the communication and response time being the most accurate. And you can also program your servo remotely from your transmitter while you're driving. So whereas before you actually plugged the servo into the transmitter on the 7PX, now you can do it wirelessly over here. So it's like a program box. Now Futaba have also released a range, or there's at least one electronic speed controller, which is the same thing. It's not legal for racing, but you can fully program it from your transmitter.
That's phenomenal. Wow.
So for the drift guys,
Yes.
you can tune on the go without having a separate app on your phone or a program box or whatever. It's all contained within. So it's really the telemetry that's available as well. So you can see all your temperatures and without any additional stuff. It's all coming straight from your speed controller or your servo. So yeah, I'd like to say more about it, but it just came in yesterday. I did have a quick look at the instruction manual last night. It's 240 pages. And I actually forgot to take the radio home and have a play with it.
How many pages have you read?
No, probably about 15.
That's good.
But so it has stuff like wireless charging, LiPo. It's going to come with a LiPo. It does have a lot of buttons and switches around the controller. And a lot of these actually comes with blanking plugs. So for us racers who are only not using many buttons, say, you can actually remove them. You can remove them and put blanking plugs to make it all nice and neat and streamlined. Wow. That saves you bumping buttons or whatever, things breaking off. Not obviously, but it does come with a drop-down wheel, which is a trend, and also, I suppose, an angular adjustment, which is here. So it's like a cam type arrangement. Again, all the ergonomics as far as the throttle slide where that is, the throw on both that, on the brake and the accelerator is all adjustable.
You see all the adjustment screws underneath here.
Yeah, well, that's spring tension, and you can actually angle the throttle too.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, I feel this throttle is a bit more stiffer compared to the previous one. Actually, it feels like there's a bit more feel, actually.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, but it is essentially the same throttle rail and assembly as I said before. So it's probably maybe just adjusted better. You know what I mean? Like I said, it is all new. It is a prototype radio. I know that like America, Japan, and Europe have this radio, but Futaba Australia haven't actually received it. So yeah, there's none here. And now I encourage you guys to buy them from the Futaba Australia shipment because they'll be fully warrantable, have full Futaba warranty, service and repairs as well.
Yeah.
Not that you expect it. Yeah, for Australian markets. So
nothing that should go wrong, but we've seen radios being released brand new in the past from other manufacturer that the first batch was problematic. In that case, it would be all well looked after.
So, and it comes with, I think it comes with 2 grips as well.
Yep.
And I think this has got the narrow one from the feel of it. So this rubber piece here, again, that's not new sort of stuff. But yeah, so this is the latest evolution 10px radio from Futaba.
I'm interested to see there's a button down here too. So
well, it's a rocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is channel 10 and channel 7, or channel 10 and channel 9.
Yeah, there's one at the back as well.
Yeah, there's one at the back as well. That's been around for a while on many radios.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's coming to be a lap timer.
Yep.
You can just sort of give it one of them. But yeah, all the buttons are fully assignable.
100% flexibility.
100% flexibility.
So these are still very modular, right? So if you needed to change that over to a left hand, you could.
Yeah. So it's left hand and right hand drive.
Yep.
Depends which country you're from.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I said, we hadn't had a chance. We're not allowed to put this one in a car and play with it. This is just for promotional and development. So Futaba Australia have really gone out on a limb there and entrusted that with us.
Absolutely.
And when the stocks do come in,
yes,
and I'm actually going to get one for myself. I'm really excited.
Yep.
We're going to have Futaba Australia on, and they're going to zoom into our show and talk to us more about it because they're going to know a lot more about it than I do.
It would be nice to understand all the fine details.
Yeah. So
because superficially, you can see how it is different. To me, it looks more sleek than the 7P.
I agree, actually.
Yeah, it's way more refined.
Like a mobile phone, actually.
Yes.
It's much thinner. It's much more refined, sculpted.
Yeah,
I
more
suppose.
fussy, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've put like a lot of little details and stuff without making it too fussy. It's got probably a few 2 buttons for my liking, but again, they've enabled you to, like I said, do 4 screws. You can take the wheel assembly off, and you can take the buttons out and put blanking points.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 10px, really excited to have it and really, really proud to be learning about it.
Absolutely. So we have a question here, and they're asking, will it come with a battery? My understanding is it should be coming with a battery.
Yeah, should come with a battery and should come with a charger.
Good.
If it's anything like the 7px range.
Should have been the case,
this one didn't actually come with a battery at all.
Yeah.
So, and it is the same battery pack so far as the,
Yeah.
the 7PX.
Yeah.
So, and we actually use the Aeromax lipos in
That's
there,
it.
2800, and they last for hours.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really need to charge it trackside. You know, even the nitro guys out at practicing doing 2-3 hours on track, you don't
That's
need
right.
to recharge it. I know that other radios are pretty heavy on their consumption, but if it's anything like the other one, it would be a walk in the park.
Absolutely. So just measuring the receiver, this is 25 millimeters by 20.
Wow.
I think it's one of the smallest I've seen.
And that's
in
a
recent days,
full-size nitro one, I suppose.
Full-size
you call it.
nitro, yeah, absolutely. That one is on the same kind of footprint,
A footprint, but it's a little bit taller,
it's got
isn't
the
it?
antenna, which is interesting that way. Actually.
Well, in a touring car, I'm just thinking of a 1/10 touring car. This will just sit really neat,
I think so too.
you know, and it'll like hit that because the
That's
wires will
right.
be up here. It'll
Yeah, you
look
can make it really
nice.
cool.
So
Yeah.
it'd be really
I agree.
nice.
You can almost do like a little case at the front to hide everything.
Yeah.
Like a little cube.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
So 10PX, yeah,
So-
really proud to have it.
Brand
and,
new Futaba 10PX.
and we'll be doing more videos on it that will be released next week.
That's right.
Yes.
So there'll be a
I
few more
only came
videos.
yesterday. We really haven't had a chance to play with it much.
And
Yep.
then in about 3 weeks' time, we'll do a special live where we'll go through every function in a lot more detail. Actually.
Yeah. With
And-
somebody that actually knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, they've had the chance
I
to
guess
play
have a
with
chance
it.
to play with
you know?
it and maybe discussing what you can do with all these channels. I guess when
Hook up to your coffee machine.
coffee machine, I was open on that. So when you
Yeah.
finish your ride, you can just press the button and get a coffee ready.
Yep.
You know,
The
see what you
car-
can do with a
maybe-
drifter.
Maybe the car could like clean its own tires.
Absolutely. And put a
Yeah.
tire warmer on.
Put the tire warmer on. Who knows?
Got a radio control mechanic.
Why
Oh,
not?
you could.
Why not? I don't see why not, Beach.
Press the button, send it to sleep.
We will have to
Press it
ask.
after waking up.
We will have to ask. So yeah, super excited to have that 10PX. Yeah, that button's done.
Fantastic.